Hello, Man in Gray here with another Man in Gray book review. Today's book is Food Rules, an Eater's Manual by Michael Pollan with illustrations by Mariah Kalman. This book was published by Penguin Press in 2011. It's 212 pages. Michael Pollan is a journalist who has specialized in writing about food and nutrition for many years, and he's become one of the most prominent critics of America's food industry. This little book is made up of a series of rules, or as he says in the introduction, they're really more suggestions than rules about what to eat, when to eat, and how to eat, so forth. Some of these rules or suggestions he came up with himself, and others he got by asking his readers to make up suggestions or submit suggestions. There's over 100 of them in here, and a book like this sounds like it would be nagging and kind of, you should do this, but it's written in a very light, breezy style, very short book, lots of illustrations. And so it doesn't come across as like he's nagging. These are just kind of suggestions. And really, most of the suggestions in here are pretty obvious. As he says in the introduction, it basically boils down to a simple mantra: eat food, mostly plants, not too much. There's three major chapters to the book. The first chapter is on what to eat, what kind of food to eat. Is the second chapter, what kind of food to eat. And the third chapter is how to eat. So it's not just the type of food, but the situations that you eat it. And again, a lot of the suggestions are pretty common sense. Don't eat too much sugar. Avoid processed foods. Avoid in between meal snacks as much as possible. Eat smaller portions. Try to eat with other people instead of alone. Things like that. So a lot of suggestions. You're not going to find anything in here that's revelatory. All of this stuff is pretty basic common sense, which we all know we should do. And it's enlivened by the illustrations by painter Mariah Kalman, who's clearly been inspired by the French Fauvist painters like Matisse. It's very colorful, simple designs, but pretty colorful. And there's a lot of these nice little illustrations throughout the book to kind of break it up. Uh, so yeah, a lot of lively, nice little illustrations there. The issue I have with this book, and really with all of Pollan's writing, is that he comes from a upper middle class background, and that's really the audience he's writing for here. For example, he says you should get your fruits and vegetables from farmers markets whenever possible. Well, that's a great idea, except there's a lot of places that don't have farmers markets. If you are in Compton, California, or East St. Louis, you're probably not going to find a farmer's market around. In fact, there's some neighborhoods where they don't even have supermarkets or grocery stores, and the people there have to travel on a bus to find a supermarket somewhere, or they buy their food from dollar stores or convenience stores. So it's not practical for a lot of people to shop at farmers markets. He also encourages people to eat organic fruits and vegetables. Well, a lot of people can't afford that. Organic eggs, for example, are usually $1 or maybe $2 a dozen more expensive than non-organic eggs. So yeah, a lot of people simply would like to eat organic, would like to eat healthier, but they can't afford it. They don't have the budget for that kind of thing. And so he doesn't really acknowledge that in his writing a lot of times, that a lot of people's choices in food are restricted by how much money they have and where they live, right? One of the issues that doesn't get talked about much when we talk about income disparity and the gap between the wealthy and the poor is the access to food, access to healthy food. A lot of poor people who are lower income, are some of the most unhealthy people because they're eating really bad food, and that's largely because they don't have much of a choice in the matter, because their selection of food available to them is limited. So, but putting that aside, it's still a book to read that's worth reading. I think you'll get a lot out of it. It'll give you food for thought, so to speak. And again, it's written in kind of a light, breezy style, so it's not nagging or hectoring anybody. And the illustrations make it really fun to read. But you're not going to find anything in here that's new, or new. It's not based on any kind of new research or anything like that. So if you're interested in the idea of food, uh, and want some suggestions on how to eat healthier, this is a useful book. The book is Food Rules, an Eater's Manual. The author is Michael Pollan. This has been another Man in Gray book review. Thanks for watching.